A new Nightmare on Elm Street movie is in development. The last Nightmare on Elm Street movie that was released in 2010, 15 years ago. The movie was received as a box office failure, and critics tore the film into thousands of pieces. In 2015, a new film for the franchise was in development, but development was left without any new updates and things went quiet for years. Until in 2018, it was announced again that the film was still in development. However, since 2018, there's been no news about it and things have been dead silent. But in March 2025, there were new developments of a possibility of a new film being released in theaters one day. As of now, there really isn't a pitch of what the film will be about. There's no plot at the moment. But this film is in the early stages of development, and we might be getting a film maybe in the next 2 or 3 years of Nightmare on Elm Street. At least that's my guess. I'm really excited for a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I grew up watching those films. I love those films. I want to see a new person play Freddy Krueger, somebody who can be intimidating, scary, and just play with the character and have fun with the character and be horrifying. I feel like the horror franchise is missing that horror element. There's no big bad like there used to be back in the 80s with Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers. But Freddy, having him return to the big screen, I feel like that'll be huge for horror because I feel like we don't have nobody like him and we need Freddy back. The Nightmare on Elm Street movies the franchise has been pretty quiet. There's been hardly any noise about a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie. You hear bits and pieces about a new movie being developed every now and again, but there's been, quite frankly, hardly any new noise. It's been crickets. But I'm just really excited about a new film being released. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I wish we could get the original guy who played Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, back in these films, but he's unfortunately too old to play in the film, and he won't be in this next film, at least not as Freddy. But I'm really excited to hear more about this, and I can't wait to hear more about this and see what comes of this potential movie. Coming up next, we have Scream 7. The Scream 7 logo has finally been released, and I'm excited to hear news about this new film. The trailer is expected to be released later this month. We've been hearing a lot of rumors saying that the trailer is going to be released this week. We heard things about next week, and the week before that, and the week before that. But at the moment, we don't know when the trailer will specifically be released. It's most likely going to be released late in October, but we don't know how true that is. But overall, I'm just really excited to finally have new news about a new Scream movie. The last Scream movie did really good, and there's been a lot of drama about this movie. Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega were originally supposed to be in Scream 7, but after unfortunate events that took place, Melissa Barrera spoke out about the attack in Gaza after the Israel attack on October 7th, and Marissa Barrera, who played Sam in Scream 5 and 6, spoke out about those attacks, and she was fired from the franchise. And after she was fired, Jenna Ortega resigned to play her sister from Scream 5 and 6. And after they left the franchise, the film was... no one knew what happened to the film. We didn't know where the film would go, or even if there would be a Scream 7. But somehow the writers were able to find a new story and have it centered around Sydney Prescott, Neve Campbell, and her daughter. And I'm very excited to see this new movie, what comes of it. I'm very excited to see Sydney be a mother and a wife. It'll be interesting to see Sydney grow from a teenage girl to now a mother who will not only be fighting for herself but for her family, and that'll be cool to see. I also can't wait to see McKenna Grace be in this film. McKenna Grace has a background in horror as she was in the Annabelle films, but she's never been in a film like this, a slasher. I'm very excited to see her in this film and see how she'll be like and see her dynamic with Nev Campbell's Sidney Prescott. Overall, I'm very excited about Scream 7. Scream 7 is expected to be released in February 27th, 2026. So I'm looking forward to that. On another note, there's been rumors about a potential new Friday the 13th movie. Friday the 13th has not been released in theaters since 2009, so we've had really no news about a Friday the 13th movie, and allegedly there's been talks about this WWE star who's been in talks to play Jason in the new movie. So I'm very excited to hear about that. Let me find him right here. WWE star Braun Strowman is is in negotiations to play Jason Voorhees, and I think this would be a very cool idea. Have somebody who's big, strong, buff, and intimidating be Jason Voorhees. And I'm very interested in having one of my most favorite slashers return to the big screen. We've been hearing things about a Friday the 13th movie being released for years. Back in 2013, we were supposed to get a Friday the 13th, this series. I think it was supposed to be called Camp Crystal Lake. LeBron James was supposed to produce the film, and it was going to be a TV show on the network, the CW, which the CW doesn't have really any good shows in my opinion, but that would have been cool to see how good the CW would have did with the franchise and how good the show would have did, but we never really got anything new about the show. Somehow, for some reason, the show got canceled. It didn't film. I think they filmed a pilot, but it got canceled, and there was really no reason as to why the film got canceled. And then there was a big issue with the rights of the film. I think the original writers of the film was fighting for ownership of those rights to be brought back to him. So I'm very excited and hoping and praying that that film gets made. Overall, that's it for me. If you guys want to hear more from me, follow me on Instagram on @it's Derek Barnett, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Derek Barnett 79. 39, Derek Barnett 7539. Peace out.